Hey, everybody. I am here. So glad you're joining us. I'm with Kellee McCoy, and he is a licensed therapist at Argenta Counseling, and he's also a board member of Women's Own Worth. And we're so thrilled today that you're here, Kellee, to help us to navigate this unbelievable time that we're going through. And we're going to talk to y'all today about how to navigate a situation if you are in a domestic violence situation in your home, whether it be with your children, your spouse, whoever. And hopefully you're going to get a lot of this out of this today. Thank you so much for being here today, Kellee.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I did bring my scissors just in case you want to guide me through cutting my hair in this, but maybe that's not what this is for. I don't know.
Hey, next Wednesday, the governor said I was allowed to do that.
Perfect.
That'd be great.
Perfect. Thanks for having me. And I hope this is a help to many who watch this. This is a trying time. People are handling it different ways. You know, some people, this is a vacation from their problems. And for some, it's aggravating some problems that they might have in relationships and problems at home or problems with their own mental health. And so hopefully some folks watching this can get some help today.
I know they will. And like you said, people might have already been in that situation, and some people might have never been in a situation, and they might have a new partner that they just moved into with, or they might have been in a situation where all of a sudden that partner is with them because of financial reasons, and they don't know how to get out of it. So what are your suggestions on just some key points on what can happen that, you know, people to self-help, you know, there's a lot of things I know that people might not know that you can empower them with, Kellee.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do find a lot of folks with their partner or with someone that they don't want in their house or they don't want to be with, but they feel pressured because of the situation. Well, there's nowhere for them to go. And so first, I think, is to get out of a situation if it's not healthy for you, if you possibly can. If you have the tools right now, don't let the situation necessarily stop you. If everything feels right and you can make a move that betters yourself, you know, but with that, we want to do a few things. One, we want to have a team. There's no reason to do this alone. Right. So have your team, and this team could be a therapist, a lawyer, a friend, a family member, someone that can be with you if you have to move out or move somebody out or make a move, someone that can be a presence, a protective presence in your life, a friend or a friend of a friend. So have a team.
And we had discussed having a safety word, and people might not know what that is, but to talk to a neighbor or even your children in privacy, you know, to say, hey, if mom and dad have been fighting, you know, I know it's not a good situation. We're waiting. And when I say this key word, whether it be Disneyland, and we know we're not going to be able to go to Disneyland, you know, anytime soon, but we're going to leave this weekend for Disneyland to prepare the children. That's our key word. We're going to be leaving this weekend or tomorrow or in an hour, you know?
Yeah. And so as you kind of think about getting safe and getting away or out, you definitely want to maintain safety. Sometimes you have to maintain. Sometimes you have to trust your gut until it's time to get out, because you know that it might be too risky now. But you need to trust your gut and your team, and those two things together, because people on your team, they don't know everything. So they may be telling you, get out now, or make this move now, or leave now. And it's just not quite right. So you want to manage that. You want to manage that with listening to your gut and to other people on your team.
Right. I love that you're saying listen to your gut, because to me, it's like we know as a survivor now, but a past victim, I know that in my gut, I knew when it was that I was going to have to listen to my gut that time, you know, and somebody else might not realize and say, why did she stay? Why did she stay? Why is she in that situation? Well, the person that's in that situation might know that person more than anybody else and know what's going to trigger them to do something catastrophic. So main thing, best advice ever that you just gave was listen to your gut. And I love the team aspect of it to, you know, on the outside, a lot of people see what you don't see also on the inside. So how all that works together, you know?
Yeah. And so with that, as you're listening to your gut, as you're developing your team, I think you also want to develop a boots on the ground plan. So this is operation whatever, operation move out, operation get the person out, operation make this other move in your life. And so so just think tactically. You want to think about all the things that could possibly go wrong, all the angles, and you want to have a plan and or a team member to help in that situation. So if you make this drastic move to move, you want to think through the scenarios and have someone there with you. You want to think through the scenarios to have somewhere to go and boundaries that you have to put in
Right.
When you do make changes in your life.
Right. Thank you. And I know one thing that a lot of people don't think about is that you need your legal documents, you know, your children's birth certificate, your driver's license, your social security card, your passport, anything that you need when you're traveling that if you only have one copy and you have an availability on a phone to even take a picture of it, if that's going to help you to get out when the time is right, whether it be today, tomorrow, or next week, keep those logged documents in your phone or give them to a friend to save for you, right? I mean, all these things that we need that we don't think about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And now other things that come to mind to you that would empower us if we feel like we might have all the documents, we might have a safety plan, we might have friends on the outside, something that could help to empower us to know we are worthy and it will be a better, brighter day once we get out.
Yeah, one thing that I think of is just redefining what love is and belief. Because a lot of times an abuser in your life or someone that is dysfunctional, they're doing these things out of a dysfunctional way to connect. So a lot of times abuse is laced with affection and love bombs and is laced with these attempts at what this person, they see this person's heart, I guess, but it's coming out in all these dysfunctional ways and they love that heart. But what they're getting is not love. What
Right.
they're getting is not respect. And so we want to redefine what love is. And there are lots of ways to do that. I've had clients who won't leave because they say, well, we've got something that nobody else has. Yes, he does this, or yes, she does that, but we love each other. And so I took out a tablet one time with a client and we wrote down all the abuses, and it was several columns of things said and done. And I just held it up to her and I was like, that's not love.
Right. And I feel like a lot of people think they misconstrue love when it comes to this next level, and it's addiction. So you're in this and you're like, oh, but I'm not going to, like you said, I'm not going to have that with anyone else. And it really, when they come out on the other side of the therapy that they can help get through your clinic, and other people with mental health will realize that, hey, that wasn't love. That was an addiction. And you can be addicted to a person just like you can chocolate, right? I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely. You can be addicted to the process that you go through with someone that you're playing into. You're getting something out of it a lot of times in dysfunctional situations. That's how we are as humans. And so that's what we have to also break the cycle of irrational beliefs that we might have. And so don't believe everything you think, right?
Yes.
Because you know, that's what a belief is. A belief is a thought you believe, right?
Right.
So we test our thoughts, test our beliefs, and again, we can bounce these things off of our gut and bounce these things off of our team members to help us with that.
Right. And so, like what you just said, if somebody is thinking this is normal, I don't have this, and start replaying it, I can't get anyone better in my life, this is my situation, I'm here, this is, stop that tape running in your head, ladies and men, because it's something else that has got you in this situation. That doesn't mean you deserve to be in the situation, and there's no shame in asking for help. Ask for help. We're here to help you at Women's Own Worth, and Kellee and so many other clinics in the state of Arkansas care. And, I didn't even know it, but this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think of all the times that we need to be aware of situations that people are in, and just know that there's people like you, Kellee. I thank you so much for doing this today. And I thank you so much. I saw you did another Zoom the other day, public and free for anyone to listen to. And people can play this back and know that they're not alone. They, other people have been through this, and, we care, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there are tons of us out there that care.
Right.
We'll add one of us to your team.
Right. And there's, we hadn't mentioned, but there's a guide that I talk about all the time. It's a guide to navigate. It says navigating the legal system in the state of Arkansas, but it has a lot more. I'm really bad at this. A lot more information in there, and I'm sure that one of the girls that are behind the scenes that help do this for us is going to have it in the links. And there's really, really important things that you might be able to let people know too of this. You see that power and control. Kellee, talk about a little bit about how people, all these different things. You don't have to talk about all of them, but just things that how people get power over you if you're in a situation.
Yeah, and you know how it goes. It's a process. It's process of a lot of gaslighting, and it's you start believing what you hear, you start believing what you think, and you've got to interrupt it. And so if you're gaslighted a lot, which gaslighting means someone is telling you that you're stupid for thinking that, you're bringing this evidence that this has happened, and they're absolutely telling you that did not happen. When you know it did happen, you're like, well, maybe I'm the crazy one. And then that seed is planted. Okay, I'm the crazy one, or I'm stupid. I don't know how many times I've heard someone call their partner, well, she's just stupid, he's just stupid, or they're not the same. After they always pick an event. After that event, they haven't been the same, and so that event is usually a death or something traumatic in that person's life, and so they've got them. It's a hook. You haven't been the same since your mom died, and you're not acting right. Listen to me, trust me, and yeah.
And you saying that the thing, you're not acting right. Everyone needs to know that their emotions and what they feel are legitimate to themselves. If it's something like, if something hurt you, don't allow someone to say that didn't hurt you. You know what I mean?
Right.
If your feelings are true, that doesn't mean that people can put false things in your mind, like you're talking about. But
you may have to utilize your team to bounce this off of, if you're with someone that is quote unquote gaslighting you or not respecting what you're saying or feeling. That may not be a great fight to fight.
Right. Right.
You utilize some team members to get grounded and to, hey, I'm just checking in with you. Does this sound off to me? Do I sound crazy? Do I sound like I'm overreacting?
Right. And we had talked about, this is our third session here at strongHER session for WOW. And last week we had on a young lady, Whitney, and we were doing exercises and stuff like that. And so the different things, can you touch on? I know, reaching out to someone for mental health therapy is wonderful, and your friends and your connections, and her being in fitness and how that empowers you. Do you have any other kind of tips that you would think of that could possibly help you with your mental wellness and being stuck in time?
And she was great. She touched on a lot of things.
She was so good. But see, people might not have seen
Yeah.
the
So
things that you might have, just your insight.
Yeah. So you want to have a self-care plan. And so that can be customized to you, but it needs to involve breathing. It needs to involve things that ground you to here and now. And so that's going to be using the 5 senses. And so you want to be grounded to the world around you here and now. And so go outside, go on your back porch, take a walk around the block, obviously be safe and all that stuff, but get outside to where you're hearing the wind blow, you're smelling the grass cut from your neighbor, you're touching things, you're listening, you're tasting, you're smelling, all that, and get grounded to here now. If you're anxious, if you're in a stress response, you are not breathing, I promise you. So you want to breathe. You want to get nice big breaths through your nose, out your mouth.
That feels better already.
It does. And make yourself do it multiple times. 3 is a good number. Do 3 times in a row and do that 3 times a day. And get grounded. Have a self-care plan to, the things that you like, things that you enjoy. It needs to be healthy things. Doesn't need to be boozing it up necessarily, or adding depressants in your life.
Right.
Not a sugar or anything like that. Do some good stuff. Drink lots of water. Get active. Get your body moving in some way. Just little ways. Little ways. You don't have to do a major workout, although that'd be great. Just take a walk.
Right.
Every day.
I went hiking yesterday. It made me feel so much better.
Mhm.
And water, it is like, that's so good.
Yep.
So thank you for all of your tips. We really appreciate you.
You're worth it. Treat yourself well.
Yes. Everyone is worthy of a great life. And we love you all. And thank you so much. And thank you, girls behind the scenes, for making this happen. And thank you for tuning in, everyone. Love y'all. Be safe and take care. Bye.
Bye.